Today, we bring to you something very special. This is the Hummer 2.0, brought to you by the Enhanced Mail Reviews. The Hummer 2.0 is one of the original, and quite frankly, probably the best blowjob machine on the market. This is a unit that is designed to plug into the wall, and it also has a removable hands-free vibrating stroker, but the power comes from within the unit itself. It's designed to feel just like a blowjob. It operates with 9 gears, we'll call it, but it's a 9-speed. So the first gear, which basically is a manual mode that includes 6 speed levels, and then the next 8 fully automatic suction modes, each contain a 4-minute session that it has a randomized or unpredictable pattern. This is designed to get more intense as it goes on, and it is supposed to feel exactly like a blowjob. It does come with a textured sleeve that has a built-in vibrator itself that can be used with or without the suction motor, the blowjob portion of the machine. So essentially, this is two different sex toys built into one. So let's get this box. Let's get it unboxed, I should say. It does show up really, really nice. The weight on this unit is, if I had to take a guess, probably closer to 15 pounds. It is a very big unit. I'm talking about the entire case and everything it comes in. So what you do is we'll start by removing the outside sleeve. And you can see here, it comes with a very, very handsome, sleek box that has the nice chrome foiling along the side. There's nothing on the back itself, but the front is nicely embossed with VeDO Platinum. So this is a VeDO Toys product. Fantastic, high quality product, great warranty, just a stand-up company. I have nothing but great things to say about them and their products. We sell a ton of VeDO toys and we've never really get complaints on them, and this machine itself is probably their flagship, their creme de la creme unit. We haven't seen anything quite as good as this. So, I'm not just talking about it because, we sell this. This is one of the best units, and my goal here is just to provide you unbiased reviews about great products. And this is just one of those ones that I can't help but really rave about, just because there's nothing quite like it on the market, and for the money, you're not going to find anything better. So let's get this thing open. So we're going to go ahead and take this big lid off. And in here, let me kind of show you how it comes packaged. So first and foremost, there's kind of like a quick guide here, and then a what's in the box. So I'll go through this in a second, but I just want to show you exactly what this looks like inside the packaging. So you have your machine here. This is the unit that plugs into the wall, and then this is your stroker sleeve, and it does come with a remote control. So you can see here it is a quite sizable unit. It comes very handsomely packaged. I would say this is a fantastic item for a gift, for a boyfriend, a lover, a group of friends who want to get their friend something quite exciting. Maybe he just got out of a divorce and is looking to reclaim himself. This would be a great item for that. Let's go ahead, clean up this a little bit, and then get into it. Alright, so first off, let's take the foam piece out. I'm just going to throw it all in the box here. We have this remote control here. Let's show you the remote control. Now next we have, pull this shell out. So it comes with this little shell. This just keeps everything nicely packed within the case itself. Then the next thing we have here is the vibrating sleeve. It comes with a clamshell. So we'll put that here. And we're going to go through the details of each item. So I just want to show you that as we pull it all out. There's your vibrating sleeve. Next we have the actual machine itself. This machine is, I'd say about 7 or 8 pounds. Very nicely done. Feels very, very high quality. I mean, when you hold this does not feel like a sex toy. This feels like an actual consumer product made by something like a Sony or a Samsung. Very high quality feel to it. Then we have inside of here a position guide. I'll get to that as well. And then finally, the last thing in this box, and then we'll move the box, is open this up, and there's 3 inner boxes in here. The inner boxes, one of them contains your power outlet cord. So this thing will plug in, and we'll get to show you that. The next box is the charging cable for the hands-free vibrating stroker sleeve. And finally, we have all of the hosing and connectors that you use to connect the device to get it to the automatic blowjob machine. Now let's clear all this out. That way we can set this up. Okay, so here we have the entire unit itself, hosing. This right here is a fluid capturing device, I guess you could say. This goes in between the two hoses, and this will capture all of your body fluids, so none of the fluids get sucked into this machine that could make it, obviously break. So we don't want that. That is why VeDO created this unit with these fluid capturing reservoir. So let's pull the plastic off of this unit itself. As you can see, this is a brand new unit. On the back, you can see it's a very nice, shiny, almost like a piano wood. It's made out of ABS plastic, but it's a very glossy black piano wood looking material. And then the top portion of it is made from also ABS plastic, but coated in a very nice, I guess we'll call this a soft coat finish with the VeDO Platinum imprinted here. This material or this finish makes it easy to clean up. There are 4 buttons here. You have plus and minus for power, plus and minus for modes. So this is going to help you get through the speeds as well as the suction modes. On the back of the unit, you'll see here we have a on and off switch. We have the connector where the air hose goes. Then there's the power outlet, the DC power plug. And then finally there's a USB outlet right here. On the front, when you open this up, there is going to be a screen cover that you're going to want to peel off. See if I can't get this. It does have the instructions printed right on there. I'll read them off to you. It says, first time using the Hummer 2.0, plug it into an electrical outlet following the user guide. Turn on the 2.0 by flipping the on and off switch. Press the power button up to 6 times to reach the max level, and then turn it off by flipping it off. All right, so let's get this off of here so we can kind of get this thing all started and set up. Here we go. All right, so now we can kind of see there's the screen that we'll be looking at. Okay, so first let's get the air hose. So there's 2 sets of air hoses. There's the short air hose, and then there's the long air hose. So you want to kind of get this a little straight if you can. Makes it easier to connect. But you know what, before we do that, let's actually get into the manual so I can get rid of them. So as mentioned, there's a position guide here. This is the Hummer 2.0 Ultimate Hands-Free Blowjob Machine Position Guide. From here, they show you different ways to use it, from kneeling, standing, sitting, and squatting, sticking in between a pillow. This comes with the guide itself. It does show you can try lying down or even the birthday morning, which is reclined with knees bent. Very interesting positions. Next we have here the Hummer Quick Guide. So this is going to actually show you exactly how to connect everything. This is very important, so you make sure not to throw this away. Shows you exactly how to connect to the wall, into the unit, and then into the air hosing into the sleeve. Also talks about the lubricant. While we're on the lubricant, let's just talk about it real quick. Water-based lubricant only. Don't use silicone, don't use oil, water-based. Just safe with water. The material on the sleeve itself is silicone. We have a silicone sleeve, but the inside of this is more of a TPE or TPR rubber. So this is really only compatible with water-based lubricant. If you use silicone or use oil, there's a very good chance you're going to ruin the unit. So just don't. This is way too expensive a unit to mess around with. Use water-based lubricant, lots of it, and we'll get into that in a second once we get this all connected. All right, and then finally, we have the actual user guide that discusses how to use everything from the remote control all the way to assembly, operation, and so on and so forth. I might use this because, quite frankly, I haven't personally used this device itself, so I want to go ahead and make sure I teach you guys the right way, so I might even use this manual while we move through it. But I also want to do this without the manual to show you how easy it is, and it should be very, very simple to do and intuitive. So let's get started. number one, what we're going to end up doing is connecting the air hoses together into the actual sleeve. That's the easy part right here. So there's two hoses, a long hose and a short hose. It's always best to remember the short hose goes closer to the penis. So meaning the short hose here is going to go into the whole opening on the sleeve. So here's the sleeve. You have your opening where your penis goes, and inside here is all the ticklers. We'll get into that a little bit later. But the other side is the smaller side, and you would simply take the air hose and push it all the way in. Basically, it goes in about a 1/2 inch or so. And now you have the unit with the air hose. Next goes the fluid reservoir. Let me move this out of the way just to make it easy. So the fluid reservoir, you would then take and you would push. They're basically the same side on both ends. So it doesn't matter which side. Push this, and it's hard because obviously they want it to be airtight. Press it in like so. And now you have your fluid reservoir on one side. Then you would take the other end of this hose, one side into the bottom part of the reservoir, just like you did previously. Like so. All right. And then finally, the other end is going to go into the big middle nipple, which is an air hose connector. Push it in like so. So these fittings are quite easy to use, this air fitting. So once you push it in, you can't simply just pull it out. There's a black ring around the edge that you would compress, push it in, and then this comes right out. So these are called push to connect fittings, easy to use. So you can see here, this is the fitting. It's got a black ring. That black ring is almost like a little mini button. So once again, push this in, just simply put it in the hole, press so you can't press anymore, give it a tug, it's not going anywhere. To release it, push in, pull out. Easy peasy. All right, next we have the power unit itself. So we're gonna go ahead and unravel the standard 110 DC power cord that plugs into a wall. One end, let's unravel this real quick. Tie, get rid of that. So one end we're going to put into the wall. Oh, these hair tie things is kind of annoying, but every consumer electronic device has them. You just got to unwind them. And then the other end, so this you'll see here, I don't know if you can see, but it lights up green, letting you know that the wall is live. And then the next portion of this, we simply plug into the power outlet on the back. Now we are good to go. So let me untangle all my hoses. So if I had some feedback for the manufacturer, if they ever watch this, my feedback is on your air hose, it's very hard to unwind this. It's due to the material. I'm actually, funny enough, intimately familiar with air hosing, and I know the type of air hose that they use. And this type of air hose does, as you can see here, it does stay coiled. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but really, I want to use the full length of this hose. That seems to be something, a no-brainer. You would want to use the full length of the hose. So that's my initial feedback thus far for this device. So I went ahead and flipped on the switch on the back. And you can hear this thing already getting warmed up. So you can see the light turns on, or now it's off. Lights up, it's on. So then there's a countdown timer on the front, as you can see here. And now it's ready to go. I want to bring up the remote control real quick. So the remote control can only be used while the device is powered on. So you cannot power the device on with the remote control. You must turn it on with the switch on the back. Additionally, you want to open the remote control up when you first get it, and there's a battery already in there, but there's a piece of plastic underneath the battery. They ship with that so the battery doesn't come in contact with the contacts in the remote and waste the batteries. So that's something to consider. But once you do have it, you can get this thing started. So I'm using the remote control here. But let's get started on this. Alright, so it's going to be hard for me to do. I'm overhead because I can't see. But you can see here, here's power 1, 2, 3, and it's starting to really give 4, 5. So it's kind of hard to see, but let me see if I can show you the pulsing on this. The pulsing on this is coming from the air suction coming through here. That's what that whistling noise is, because I'm not creating an airtight hose in my hand, but what we have here, and I'll show you, is with a dildo. So right now I just want to show you the features and functions. So you can go up to power 6 just this way, then we can turn it back down, and then you got your modes. Within your modes, you have the additional 8 as we mentioned, and these ones will create its own pattern that will leave you guessing, just like so. So what I'm going to do next is show you, you can turn this on. So let me power this off real quick just so you can see. There's a button on the back of the unit. This is right here next to the charging port. This is how you power on the vibrations from the sleeve. So from here, if you want, make sure to charge this in full. As you can see, the charging port is this chrome charging port. It's a USB charger. With the included charger, you would plug in one end into the device for a couple hours, next end into the USB device just to charge this up. Because this sleeve has 10 vibrating powers and speeds, which is fantastic. So you would just long hold the button on the back of the charger, like so. And once you long hold it, you can hear it. It can be quite loud, but I'm going to actually show you a hint. The only reason it's loud is because, number one, it's a very powerful vibrator, but it's the way it sits inside the silicone sleeve. So you can hear it being loud. Watch this. You simply grab it and it's no longer loud. Now it's quite discreet. It's only because of where the power is sitting. So from here, you can scroll through. I'm going to let it be loud just because you can hear the patterns. It's a very, very strong vibrator. You're going through all the patterns. Now the vibrations can be used with the suction to really create a unique and powerful blowjob type experience. One of the nice things as mentioned before is we could remove the air hose, set this aside. Now you have a vibrating stroker. This can go anywhere. You don't need to use it with the device if you want. So this is, as mentioned, 2 sex toys in one. This is a 6.5 inch insertable sleeve. It is squishy, so you can squish it. You can also stretch it. The inner hole is about 1.5 inches in diameter, and it has inside of here, I don't know if you can see, it is lined with lots of different ticklers and teasers. This is great for penis stimulation. So you would want to place a lot of water-based lubricant in here and on your penis and go to town. So once again, you can scroll through all the vibration patterns and modes, just like that. So to turn it off, you would simply take that long button, that button in the back, long hold it, and it turns right off. Cleanup on this is going to be pretty easy. You can remove this sleeve. I don't recommend it, to be honest, but you can remove this sleeve by pulling it out and then using warm water and soap or a sex toy cleaner. Don't get the port wet, so obviously you want to keep this port dry just in case, but everything else can be wiped down. Again, when if you ejaculate inside here, you're going to want to open this up and really clean out the inside of the sleeve. It is an open end, so if you clean through here, it can't pour out the bottom. This is not dishwasher safe or anything, so only hand wash. Take care of this. Again, this unit's not cheap, so you really want to make sure this is taken care of. So let's go ahead now, and I want to show you the use of this and how it looks when you actually use it. So we have the dildo, some lubricant. Let's get this thing started. Let's plug this air hose back into the sleeve. And again, you want to push it in. I'd say, I like to do what I put is I put my finger all the way in, and I want to make sure that I get the air hose in far enough, but not too far. Because if it goes in here too much, what's it going to hit? It's going to hit your penis. That does not feel good. So you want it to come all the way into right where your penis meets, but you don't want it to come further in here because that will be very uncomfortable for you. I don't want that for anybody. All right, so here we go. In order to really get the most suction though, I do want to mention that you want to be about 1.5 inches or larger in girth. That is width across the sides of your penis. If you are not larger than 1.5 inches, this unit might not be for you because the unit needs to get airtight in this hole in order for it to create the suction. You know, if there's air leaking through here, there's not going to be any suction. It's just going to make a whole lot of noise. So think about that prior to using or buying this. Once again, these units are typically non-returnable, so we don't want to see you waste your money. If you're not 1.5 inches or larger in girth, our recommendation is find something else. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this bad boy on again. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and lube up the machine, just like so. Our personal favorite is the Link water-based lubricant. This is a very safe lubricant. Arguably the best, millions of bottles sold, fantastic lubricant, long-lasting, never sticky, never tacky, doesn't stain, and it's safe for everything. So let's get going with this. Squeeze a couple parts in here. We're also going to squeeze some on the penis, the dildo itself, and we're going to just slide it on. Okay, so now it should be able to, and I'm hoping this is wide enough. To be honest, I did not measure it, but let's find out. See if I can get higher. So it is going right now. Look at this. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but this thing is creating immense power and suction. It's hard for me to hold this because of the suction on it, but it is going out and it is creating this incredible suction right here on the dildo itself. So I'm trying to make it so it doesn't come down, but it is going to town on this. So just like your favorite wife, girlfriend, video, whatever, the suction is, there it is. So you can see this is going through the initial 6 power settings. I don't know what number we're on now. So we're at the max power, and this thing is going to town on this. So I want to see if I can pick this up and show you. So it is going suction on that. All right, now if we want to move to the next mode. So this is mode 2. So this is going to be more of a long, you know, there's no perfect blowjob. Every blowjob is different, and that's exactly what they did with this unit itself. So this is going to have different speeds and different suction powers, which is exactly what any guy would want. So now you can see it's speeding up. And so this will go for 4 minutes. Can you go for 4 minutes? That's the question. But this is going for 4 minutes, so every mode is 4 minutes long. So this is mode 1. This is mode 2. We're actually on mode 3, because mode 1 is the manual mode. Then we had mode 2, now we have mode 3. And if I don't want to waste your time by sitting here for 4 minutes on each one, but this will have different pattern speeds and everything for every number here. So let's go down to number 4. So now this one is going slower, but harder. You're tight, and it's probably going to speed up if I had to take a guess. Yep, look at that. Short to long, or long to short, I should say. And it'll probably cycle through that. And here's, I guess, number 5. Yep. Number 6. Yeah, look at that. If you've made it through this video this long, this is the magic right here. This is why we spend the money on these types of products. This is great, and the quality is so superb. And between the ticklers, oh, I hit it. Sorry. Oh no, actually I didn't. It's part of its pause mode. So the ticklers in here really stimulating the penis. This is really, I mean, hands-free blowjobs to the best degree. Up, I went through here. I hit. So the plus and minus buttons send you through the power, but the middle button is the one you want for modes. So here's the last mode. I just jumped ahead to the last mode. This is mode 9, which is, I believe, their most intense mode. And it just keeps cycling through. It's hard to tell, but it is going to town. Anyway, so that's the gist of the unit. So that's exactly what it does. I'm going to power this thing off. This unit is a very, very, very powerful hands-free blowjob machine made by VeDO. It's called the Hummer 2. It's the next revision after the Hummer 1 that came out a couple years ago. Great product, highly recommended, great company. Everything about this, the features and functions on it, the vibrations, the ticklers, the standalone, that's 2 different sex toys. You have a vibrating stroker or the blowjob machine with the vibrating stroker. Unlimited power because it's plugged into the wall. Everything is super easy. So in this one, when I go ahead and clean it, I'm going to just pull this off like so. Clean up the lubricant, pull this out like so. And then all of the lubricant and all the any body fluids is going to be in this reservoir. So everything from here on down, as long as I don't get this dirty, just wipe it down. You know, that's all you really need. Wipe it down with a warm cloth or, you know, just damp cloth, nothing too wet, because obviously you do not want to short this unit out. I believe water will probably get rid of the manufacturer's warranty, just like every consumer electronic. Overall though, highly recommend this for anyone who is looking for arguably the best sex toy and blowjob machine on the market for men. The Hummer 2.0 is not for the faint of heart. It's not for, I mean, is it for beginners? Sure. I mean, it's for anybody who wants to have a blowjob. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If you could afford it, I think these are, you know, running for $300 plus. If you could afford it, get it. I mean, there's no doubt this is probably the greatest toy we've come across my desk. Just everything about it is superb. So anyway, I just wanted to finish up strong and let you know the Hummer 2.0 is one of the greater blowjob machines, and it's something you should seriously consider. Thank you very much for your time.